Welcome to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve and your Political Week in Review, broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. It's been another wild boar of a week. Oink, oink. The political dumpster's ablaze, but let's put out this shit show and reload your brain with the facts you actually need. All right, you little bastards. It's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Come on, you feline. Start scratching the post. Holy moly. Take it away, gentlemen.
My nails are dull. I've been doing a lot of scratching the post as of late here. Welcome one, welcome all to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve.
Is that a euphemism for self-pleasure?
No, dude, you dirty-minded bastard, dude. He said scratch the post. I've been doing a lot of that, you know.
What it sounds like. I'm scratching the post so much, my nails are dull and going blind.
I've been humping along, dude, you know, just taking care of business. Come on. Taking care of business, dude.
I see. Well, yeah. Hey, we're back, everybody, after a brief one episode missed. And here we are. If you want to contact us directly, thevocalminority.net. It is our website, and you can message us.
Yeah, please do. We love it. People jumping into the chat. Let's hope that we have a show filled with people, opinions, questions, comments, that type of thing, because we do the program live just after 3 o'clock here on the West Coast.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not supposed to do that anymore.
Where'd your etiquette go?
I'm so sorry. Nick and I burped and farted on the radio for like 30 years, and all of a sudden, because we're doing politics, people are like, what in the world?
Last time I tuned into this show.
That was a sound effect that Nick was playing.
Yes, we were showing how gross we could be, but we're not going to be. We're just going to give you the news that you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
What a wild week, dude. Well, you were on a cruise ship heading to Mexico, so you were trying to stay away from the news. So you needed a little time, didn't you?
I did. It was glorious. I turned my phone off for 4 days, only used it as a camera. And, I immediately started binge reading news when I got home. I couldn't just have a void in my in my knowledge, but it was a phenomenal trip. And as always, when I travel to other countries, I wonder, why do we think we're so awesome here? Like every country's got its own thing, pros and cons. Yeah, there's no clean bathroom in the entire country of Mexico. But besides that, it is a great place with great people, and had a phenomenal time.
Of course, dude. You get to, you know what I love most about that travel is just getting to meet other people that grow up with different experiences, different perspective. I just think it does a lot for us all. When I meet really close-minded people, it's usually the fact slides out that they haven't traveled much, you know?
Yes, absolutely. And it was funny. I'll just tell you a very quick, fun anecdote here. There was not a lot of politics on this boat. I saw a couple of idiots wearing the Freedom shirts, the Charlie Kirk shirts, and I was but there was a funny moment. One of our excursions got canceled, so we had this extra day at sea, and I could tell they were trying to come up with activities for us to do. So there was a house band that performed on the ship, and they did a Q&A session with the house band.
Oh, my gosh.
As if they were like Metallica or, the Beatles or something. Like, they bring them out on stage, and they all introduce themselves, and they turn to the audience like, does anyone have any questions?
It's unbelievable. What do you ask them, dude? Like, how long you been playing the cruise ships?
There was this awkward silence. This one dude stands up like, so how long you been playing your instruments for, I guess. Like, it was so funny. And so I lean over to Kennedy, and I'm like, I should ask him a political question. Let's just really throw this whole thing off. And she's like, no. She's like, but this is a good idea. She was like, ask them what their favorite country is. Let's just see, because that's kind of political without being overtly political. So
right.
A dude comes by. I'm like, yes, I have a question. I'm like, to the panel, like, you guys have all traveled the world, clearly. You're on all these cruise ships. Like, so what's your favorite country and why? And all 6 of these musicians all kind of look at each other with like this. Did he just ask us like a question that's potentially politically loaded?
All right.
The first woman grabs the microphone, and I swear to God, she's like, America. America is my favorite country. And she looks around kind of nervously. The other band members all start laughing. So that to me was fun because she felt the need to immediately say America, America, please don't hate us, America, America. But the other people all laughed at the notion that she would say it or felt it. So,
yeah, that's interesting, dude. That she
Yeah.
felt the need to do that.
it was funny. And they all started giving different answers. Like, well, as far as traveling the world goes, since you're all from America, and they started giving other countries, but
Yeah.
no one actually liked America is what I picked up on. And they were all from other countries. So it was funny.
Well, right here on this YouTube platform, we are really American. So obviously, yes, we love America. We're here to discuss the problems, the goings-ons to get this thing back on track. So don't think that we're America haters, for crying out loud.
We're a little America haters.
No,
Current
you know
America
what?
haters.
What does the father say? Like, I don't hate you. I still love you, but I don't like your behavior. You know?
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, that
You
kind of
know,
shit.
Yeah, that could be true. So, all right, let's get to some news.
All right, jumping in now.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Now.
All right, Paul Harvey, I think you would be proud of America today and the fact that perhaps the Supreme Court, for the first time in a while, actually seems to, the majority of them, followed what the law is supposed to be.
Yeah, it seems as if though, well, you got to take note when the little guy gets one, for crying out loud.
Yeah, no kidding. So, Trump, it never appeared that he had the authority to be doing all these tariffs. Like, it's an act of Congress. Yet he's just been running wild, and no one in Congress is going to stand up to him and put a stop to anything.
That's for sure.
But, yeah, Trump has been freaking out for months that the Supreme Court would actually stop these tariffs if they've read, the Constitution and the way our laws work. And so, yeah. They announced today the tariffs that Trump has been doing are illegal. Unexcusable.
He's been making veiled threats. I mean, like, I'm sure they'll do the right thing. But yeah, this was the report that came out today. We saw breaking news on the Supreme Court and the decision that they made. Maybe this will help you understand a little bit about what's going on.
The Supreme Court has now ruled against the President of the United States on this issue of whether his tariffs of 2025 were legal or not. Here's the key sentence from the ruling. The Supreme Court says the judgment of the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, that is the lower court in this case, is affirmed. Now, remember, the lower court said that IEPA, the law here in question, does not allow the president to unilaterally impose, revoke, pause, reinstate, and adjust tariffs to reorder the global economy. So the lower court said that the law here in question did not give the president that authority. And what we see here is the Supreme Court is upholding that lower court ruling. And I'm going to just find here another sentence, which is, I think, the key to the court's analysis here. And what they're saying is, based on two words separated by 16 other words in Section 1702A of IEPA, the words regulate and importation, the president asserts the independent power to impose tariffs on imports from any country of any product at any rate for any amount of time. Those words, the Supreme Court says, cannot bear such weight.
Yeah. I want it all. Give me everything.
We are not your personal piggy bank, bully on the playground extortion racket. And he has just been loving his tariff power that he thinks he can bully other countries. And he's trying to, say it's some emergency as if. But, I mean, he has shot himself in the foot repeatedly, admitting that his tariffs are arbitrary. He recently said that one of them was based on the attitude that their leader gave him. I don't like your attitude. More tariffs for you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't act that way. There's been so many people that have been like, we've been doing tariffs for a long time. Yeah. You know why you never fucking heard about them? Because they weren't used like that. Like, oh, that guy didn't smile at me or didn't say I was great. Like 100% tariff for you.
They were incremental or they were temporary. Tariffs are never supposed to be any sort of a long-term economic strategy. And for any of these people that have been saying, like, but look at the trillions of dollars we have raised. We haven't raised any. It was a fucking tax increase. You and I paid it.
Yeah.
We just had the most comprehensive report come out analyzing all the tariffs from 2025. And I think, and I'm speaking off memory here, the number was 97% were paid by Americans. And
Of
the other
course
3%.
they were. We knew that's what that was going to happen. We were trying to explain that to one and all, and that's exactly what happened. That's how it works. It can't be any different. Trump promised these, tariff checks that he's been talking about since he started this 6 months ago, and no one's seen any of that money. He talked about the Doge rebate checks. No one has seen any of that money, and he's still talking about it like it's coming. I mean, talk about a carrot with a rabbit, dude. Just like on a string, taking it down the line. Like, you guys stop following him. He's not giving you any money.
Yes, no, for sure. And as Bumby here is saying, today was fun. It was. There was actually 2 humiliations today because Trump got blindsided, doubly, really. Trump's economy got some disappointing reports. And Trump's economy is the correct way to describe it.
Yeah.
That the economic growth apparently slowed more than we thought in the last quarter of 2025. And then, the Supreme Court strikes down the tariffs. So that is a double whammy, and I find it fucking hilarious. And who just asked here? Where'd it go? From Miss Jam, my check is coming soon. That is the big question. Are we repaying all these tariffs? And I want my $75 back from that dirt bike helmet I bought from Germany.
Yeah.
That I got a $70-something tariff on. Am I getting my money back?
No,
I should.
Dude. No one's getting
who's
any
getting
fucking
it?
money, dude. No one's getting any money.
No, I don't know if we know that yet. Because one of the things little beer chugging Kavanaugh was crying about in the dissent, or whatever report he was part of, it was that this is going to be a disaster to try to repay trillions in tariffs. It is. It's a self-imposed disaster.
Yes.
You got to do it. What would the alternative be? We just get to keep it?
I don't know, dude. Maybe they'll change something with your tax return because I don't know. They can't track it all. Just like he was saying. I mean, what he was saying was correct. This is a nightmare to try and figure all this shit out. And you think the government can figure this out?
Nick, just look at the tariff shelf. It's all up on the tariff. Sir, there's money on the tariff shelf. This goes to Nick Reynolds, this part here.
Yeah, this is where it comes from. When you see somebody, I'm not a fan of this. I'm just using the metaphor. When you see someone kick a puppy, you know how a puppy acts, just all, puts your head down and looks real sad. Well, when Trump came out and talked about this Supreme Court decision today, I was like, oh man, you kicked little puppy, you.
Yes.
See what you think.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of.
Okay, hold on, dude. No weaving here. Okay, this was all written down for him. Whoever gave him this speech was like, read it verbatim. No weave. Just read what I have on paper here.
Right, yeah.
Certain members of the court absolutely ashamed for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. The Democrats on the court are thrilled, but they will automatically vote no. They're an automatic no, just like in Congress. They're an automatic no.
No, they're not, asshole.
They're against anything that makes America strong, healthy, and great again. They also are a, frankly, disgrace to our nation, those justices. They're an automatic no, no matter how good a case you have. It's a no. You can't knock their loyalty.
Yeah.
It's one
You're
thing
trying.
Yeah.
you can do with some of our people. Others think they're being politically correct, and it's happened so often with this court. What a shame. When in fact they're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats, and not that this should have anything at all to do with it. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution.
Never seen him read anything verbatim like that. Not in a long ass time, dude.
No, and there's so much wrong with it. His insinuation that they're corrupt and they're not looking out for America and everything I do, they strike down. I mean, first of all, it's not true. Secondly, when you're the most lawless president in the history of our country, I would assume most courts would probably slap you down because they can read the law and you don't give a shit about it. And this assertion, the Democrat judges are always a no, but the other judges, he feels that those are his judges that he put in place.
Yeah.
And even, the older conservatives, he just feels they are there to rubber stamp. And to some extent, I know why he feels that way, because it does seem that they have done that with some of these other things. But this, I mean, every legal expert I've been hearing about for months has said, like, it's pretty black and white. The tariffs are the power of the Congress, not the president. So he can't wrap his head around the notion that he could somehow get a legal issue wrong.
Right. No. And this is a president that doesn't use Congress for anything. Going to take Nicolas Maduro, Congress knew nothing about it because it happened so fast. Yeah. Like, he doesn't follow the rules, which means he doesn't have any respect for the rules, and he says it outright.
He just sounds like a whiny little snowflake bitch. And no offense to bitches, by which I'm referring to female dogs, obviously.
Sure.
But I mean, just what a whiny little snot-nosed punk he is, sitting up there bitching and moaning instead of respecting the different branches of government, respecting accountability. And I'm smiling because I know he would never do these things.
No.
But that's what you would somewhat expect. Take the high road. Plus, he's been telling us, I've got plan B and C. I got other ways of doing tariffs. I'll make this all up. But
of course.
He clearly did not think he was going to get punched in the nuts today, and it's great that he was.
Great that he did. Great that he did, dude. What does this mean for Trump going forward? He can still impose tariffs through narrower tools like Section 232, national security, or Section 301, unfair practices, but those require more process, like investigations, and face easier legal challenges. Congress now has a stronger hand to step in or block him, slowing his plans. Overall, what it does is completely rein in his executive power, which kills him. He hates that. Yes. He wants to be able to play with everything and touch everything and do whatever he wants. So, yeah, this is a major, major win.
The thing I always struggle with is if he has so many sycophants in the MAGA Republican Party nowadays, why does he need to do unilateral tariffs? Why not do it the right way? Run it through the Congress and the Senate, get it passed into law. Like, if these are all your little, sycophants, they're going to do what you want, then why can't you just introduce a new bill, get some coalition together? You could have new tariffs passed by Monday.
Yeah.
But it's because he knows that not enough of them will go along with it. Otherwise, he would have just done that from the get-go. But there are some Republicans who publicly will never denounce Trump, but that they know the tariffs are a tax. They're supposed to be the party of lower your taxes. And by the way, Republicans are secretly dancing a jig today.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, I think there's a lot of Republicans that are like, I want to get off this train. I just don't want it to end my political career. So if it can just happen and then I can be sitting there when it's done and still around, I'll be happy as hell.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I say some Republicans are happy today, because they think now they may have a chance to win re-election because our economy should be doing pretty well. Biden had already gotten it kind of up and running. He handed Trump a healthy economy that had recovered from COVID. Inflation was coming down. Unemployment was doing well. And Trump fucked with it. Yeah. And so now the Supreme Court is forcing him to unfuck with it. So I don't know. There's a chance by this fall, like maybe the effects of that will, be noticeable, and maybe prices will be down. Maybe this will be good for the economy. But it will be in spite of Trump, not because of him. But the uninformed voters in America will never look at it that deeply. No. Come November, hey, my eggs are down. Like, thanks, Trump. It must be him. So it's a catch-22. I'm not trying to hand him a win, even if he doesn't want it, but that may be what happened.
It could be. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens and how this all plays out. We talk about Republicans not wanting to stand up to him. We've seen Thomas Massie do it time and time again, and I found it very curious to see Thomas Massie's latest tweet, X, whatever, the platform is.
Social media post.
Did you see what it was? I mean, you were away, so I don't know if you saw it, but
no.
Excuse me. He basically came out and said, look, I am happy. I haven't gotten into any accidents. I want to live. I love my life. Basically like saying, like, if you find me dead, dude, it wasn't suicide. I want to be around here.
That's funny.
And I thought, man, he kind of had to do that, right? I mean, I'd be fearful of it.
It's funny. Marjorie Taylor Greene did something like that a few months ago. And I, slightly on purpose, the last video I did before I took this, short week off here, I ended it by saying it was about Trump spying on all of us. And I said that I think Trump is probably spying on, me and everyone here at Really American. And just for the record, I'm not suicidal. So if I come up missing, please investigate.
Yeah.
I disappeared for 5 days. I'm not sure if anyone noticed. But
we knew where you were, dude. We knew where you were. But yeah, it seems like anyone who speaks up against Trump is going to have to make these statements of like, yeah, I have no intention of committing suicide. I'm happy, healthy mind. So, yes. Yeah, we'll see what happens with all of this. But, yeah, it's nice to feel a win once in a while.
Yes. And as Miss Jam brings up here, Epstein files won't go away. And I don't know that Epstein was suicidal either, which is why he probably ended up dead of probably non-suicidal methods or whatever. But, we just, first of all, the whole Epstein thing continues to, uncover new documents and whatever else. But I feel like we had another admission of guilt from Trump. And we've brought up this angle before, but let's see. President Donald Trump told reporters on Air Force One yesterday that he felt sad about the fate of the exiled royal, Prince Andrew. Trump said, it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's very, very sad that Andrew got arrested on his birthday, by the way, which I find funny.
I find that funny, too. I've got the video of him making the statement, if you want to see it.
Yeah, please.
And the way he starts this out, dude, don't let it fall on deaf ears. This is just freaking crazy.
Prince Andrew arrested by the police there. Related to something with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think people in this country at some point, associates of Jeffrey Epstein, will wind up in handcuffs?
Your friends?
Well, I'm the expert in a way because I've been totally exonerated. That's very nice. I can actually speak about it very nicely. I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's a very, very sad. To me, it's a very sad thing. When I see that, it's a very sad thing. To see it and to see what's going on with his brother, who's obviously coming to our country very soon, and he's a fantastic man, the king. So I think it's a very sad thing.
You think it's sad?
It's really interesting because nobody used to speak about Epstein when he was alive, but now they speak. But I'm the one that can talk about it because I've been totally exonerated. I did nothing. In fact, the opposite. He was against me. He was fighting me in the election, which I just found out through the last 3 million pages of documents.
Yeah, that seems to be the new talking point. Totally exonerated. I'm off the hook. I'm innocent. That's not at all what the recent batch has shown, quite frankly. No. I mean, we talked about it last time. I mean, the birthday card was always an admission of guilt that he knew what Epstein was up to. But yeah, we just found out in this latest dump that a police chief from Florida gave sworn testimony to an FBI agent that Trump told the police chief back in like 2006 that he knew what Epstein was up to.
Yep.
So Trump lied about when they cut ties, and he lied about not knowing what Epstein was doing. So, as we've said, like covering up for a pedophile is as bad, if not worse, than being a pedophile.
Yes.
So no, Donnie, these files did not exonerate you whatsoever. But this Prince Andrew thing is just another admission of guilt because Trump only looks at it from the perspective of the perpetrator, not of the victim.
Yes.
Oh, it's sad that he got arrested. Look at the file. It's going to affect the family. And like, no mention of the victims. He only looks at it through the perspective of a rich white guy getting busted.
Yes, 100%. Trump always tries to distance himself from anyone who's, had anything bad happen. He came out already and said that he doesn't know Prince Andrew. Here's a reminder that he does know Prince Andrew.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story. It's a very tough story. I don't know him. I don't know him.
He does know him, dude. I mean, that's crazy to say you don't know someone. I could say, like, I'm not great friends with the guy. But, don't tell me what I can see, dude. Stop it.
That's their trick, though. Don't believe what I'm telling you. Don't believe your eyes. And at one level, Trump is such a narcissist that he may not remember meeting some of these people. But, Prince Andrew is a royal. He was famous and powerful. Of course, Trump remembers. And yes, they're all in the same circle. And as somebody, mentioned just a moment ago, like the only, here it is. Yeah. Totally exonerated. Just 1 million mentions.
Yeah.
From Steve Moore.
We said the only award that he is truly and justly owned is that, he's got the most mentions in the Epstein files.
Yeah, I find that somewhat humorous that he can try to, be totally exonerated, yet your name is in there. Second only Epstein himself.
Yeah, exactly. One good thing that we see come out of this whole Prince Andrew takedown is that Virginia Giuffre had talked about Prince Andrew and the things that he did to her. So her family has come out and said, you know what? It feels like a little vindication. This is the first vindication at all that they've received as a family. So it is good for that. But what does this mean? I started thinking about it. Like, does this mean if I'm Prince Andrew, I know we're talking about a different country right now, but do I start to tell secrets out of school about certain people because I want a lesser sentence? When the attorneys start going through these documents, will unredacted documents sneak their way into the public? And what will the fallout be of all of this?
Yeah. I don't know the correct answer, but I know there's more fallout coming. There's more, everyone's sifting through all of these things. And, I've heard a lot of intelligent commentators say that it's about time that some accountability is coming to the Epstein file perpetrators if you're in another country.
Right. Yes.
Not in this country.
It is.
Yeah. Trump's, how many of his cronies are mentioned in there? It is classic birds of a feather kind of garbage.
Yeah.
These are the kind of people you associate with.
And we're seeing the lies. We saw it with Howard Lutnick. Everyone's lying about their timelines. And these documents are showing you're lying about some stuff. So I'm just going to consider it all a fucking lie, dude.
Yeah. Well, as Trump famously said, all of this comes out, it's going to hurt his friends. Yeah. So what kind of friends do you have if you're all mentioned in the Epstein files? And if Epstein had never been caught, what would he be? The Secretary of State right now? He would be the head of the labor board. Like, Epstein would be in Trump's cabinet if, he had never been caught, because they were thick as thieves, and birds of a feather do flock together.
Yeah.
And this other story this week that I found interesting, Trump's labor secretary's husband, you heard this one?
No.
The husband of U.S. Department of Labor Secretary Lori Chavez de Ramir has been barred from entering the department headquarters where his wife works because at least 2 female staff members have alleged that he sexually assaulted them in the building. One of the assaults caught on camera.
Why isn't he in prison, dude?
Great fucking question, because who's going to prosecute him? He's in Trump's world. I don't know if that's a federal crime, if you're in D.C. in a federal building or whatever, but the fact that the woman's husband has been banned from showing up at her work because in the short time they've been there, he sexually assaulted 2 women. And no, she's not been fired. I don't see any charges coming. There's no talk of it. I didn't see Trump come out today and say, I'm so shocked by this. They're all immediately barred and fired. Like,
right.
Of course not.
No, because, he controls and owns this Department of Justice. This administration always gets pissed off when we try and compare them to Nazis. But I want you to think back, dude. We went to high school at the exact same time. In your history classes, when you learned about World War II, when you learned about Hitler, do you remember seeing, like in Germany, large swastika flags like draped from buildings and Hitler looking, mighty and everything? You remember all that shit, right?
I do, yes. Banners everywhere, especially with Hitler's face on them.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's exactly what we saw. We also learned several years ago, Mein Kampf is on Trump's bedside table. It's his favorite book to look at, aside from Art of the Deal. I found it odd, dude, that this is happening with taxpayer money all over Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
A banner with President Trump's photo was hung above the Justice Department headquarters in Washington, D.C. Thursday. Below it reads the political motto, "Make America Safe Again." If you've driven around Washington, D.C. in the past few months, you might have noticed other large banners with the president's photos hanging on federal buildings, including the Labor Department and the USDA. The White House is facing criticism over spending tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars on the banners. But this banner goes up as the Attorney General and the DOJ are facing questions about their independence. Since Trump's return to office, federal prosecutors have also pursued multiple cases against his political opponents. Democrats and critics also liken the display of the banner to ones often seen in authoritarian countries. They also allege that the use of taxpayer funds for banners breaks law because they qualify as propaganda.
Of course.
And that's got to be some sort of illegal campaign contribution too. I mean, but yeah, it's freaking insanely disgusting and authoritarian and Nazi Germany kind of stuff. And it's been disgusting to see his banner on all of those buildings, but the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
The department that is supposed to be isolated and separated. We all know that that's not the case with this regime, but to just literally just put your fucking face on the building and just, I mean, it might as well just been Trump just giving a middle finger to America. That would have been at least appropriate.
Dude, can you imagine, I don't know, maybe you're a kid, maybe you're 10 years old, maybe you're 12 years old. You come to Washington, D.C., you're looking around for the first time, and on all these buildings is this dude, looking down at you. The way it must make somebody feel. They talk about our schools indoctrinating children all the time. Like, this is indoctrination. Like, this says something so loud that your children are going to take in, whether they're on the good or bad side. They're kids, so hopefully they haven't chosen that side yet. But, this makes a huge impact on forming brains.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's when the sex offender in your neighborhood is required to go around and introduce himself. Maybe they just figured they'd save Trump some time. We're just going to hang his picture everywhere. Yes. I mean, they could just say wanted underneath it. Like, let's make it less vague or whatever. But yeah, I think that's them declaring there is a sex offender that just moved to this neighborhood. This is what his picture looks like. So
it's unbelievable, man. Naming all these buildings after himself. And it is just wake up, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not started to wake up yet, it is time, dude.
Yeah. Did you see Newsom said he was going to get on this, bandwagon of naming buildings after Trump, and there's a rest stop somewhere off I-5 he's going to name after Trump.
Yes.
I think might be known for, gay sex encounters. But
yeah, and just big old poops, dude. I love that. I love what Gavin Newsom is doing.
Took a dump at the Trump truck stop.
Yeah, that should be the new hashtag. Dump at the Trump, dude. Let me tell you a little bit about this next thing that I'm excited to talk about. Are you done?
I am.
Tell me what you know about the Board of Peace. What do you actually know about the Board of Peace? Because I didn't know a whole lot until very recently. I took a deep dive.
Well, I know it's a board of pieces of shit. Wanted the authoritarians. I mean, Trump seems to be trying to create his own United Nations. And he's holding a gun to people's heads to join this and give a bunch of money. And so far, only authoritarian, dystopian douchebags have signed up, because that seems to be who's attracted to being on Trump's Board of Peace.
Yes. He did. He created the Board of Peace, and this goes much deeper than I myself knew. So if you already know it, well, you'll applaud me for trying to get the word out, because I didn't know this a week ago. So Trump had his first big meeting at the Board of Peace, and, some of it was light. Some things that happened there, like, we're talking about names on buildings. The building for the Board of Peace, I don't know. It wasn't his idea, dude.
This building was built for peace, and nobody knew what to name it. And then Marco named it after me. I had nothing to do with it. I swear I didn't. I swear I had no idea. They said there's a surprise coming. I didn't know that surprise. I thought they were going to give me a lot of money or something, maybe cash. Could always use some extra cash. But I came and they stopped the beautiful beast. I got out very safely, I'm sure, and looked up, and there it said, Donald J. Trump on the building. And when I say that had nothing to do, nobody believes it, and that's okay. But
you're right.
I appreciated it. That was Marco and JD and a group got together and they did that, and I just thought it was very nice.
Oh my God.
And it makes me work harder. We're going to have to work harder. We're going to have to make this building much more important.
Wow. Okay. So first of all, Nick, if it's my birthday or something and you give me a Spider-Man thing or a dirt bike thing, do I have to be like, I didn't tell him to give me a Spider-Man thing? Like,
no, dude, I knew just from knowing you that that's what you would probably want.
I've made it very clear I'm obsessed with Spider-Man, like he's obsessed with money and putting his name on everything. And the other Freudian thing he said there, like the surprise, are you giving me money? I could always use more money. Like that is him speaking, just off the cuff, whatever thought is there of like, money isn't money. I need more money. I'm a billionaire who's made $4 billion in the last year, but I need more money.
That is the same thing.
A rich mentality.
Yeah.
Like poor people spend money, rich people hoard money.
Yes, I mean, who would give you a surprise of money at the the Department Board of Peace? Like, why would you show up to that building and people are like, "We got you a surprise. It's cash."
First of all, the heads of almost every company in America have been bribing him, but also, these people all paid $1 billion to be part of this board.
Yeah,
who Trump then told Canada, "You're not welcome in my clubhouse anymore because you guys upset me," and France said, like, it's in our Constitution, like we can't even join this thing. Because somebody a long time ago thought not good to join a club that's headed up by one nation only. If only there was a thing where all the nations were united, maybe that could be a coalition.
Like the United Nations of some sort,
Something that's a catchy name. Maybe.
Yeah. I think so. So, yeah, like I said, there was a lot of, just pomp and frill. Like, I don't know. He was talking about a guy from another country, and he went off on this little tangent, which was odd.
President Pena of Paraguay is here. President, thank you very much. Young, handsome guy. It's always nice to be young and handsome. Doesn't mean we have to like you. I don't like young, handsome men.
Speaking the truth.
Women, it's like men. No, I don't have any interest.
Wow. Someone give him a truth pill?
I know.
Everything he just said is accurate.
Completely.
He takes everyone on their looks. I don't like young, good-looking men. I like young, good-looking women. But oh shit, I'm not supposed to talk about that. Like, wow.
Pretty unbelievable, right?
It's extremely unbelievable.
Yes. So now, what is America going to do for this Board of Peace, you might wonder?
I want to let you know that the United States is going to make a contribution of $10 billion to the Board of Peace. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's our money.
Yes. Everyone watching this,
and we've had great
America.
support for that
number.
And that number is a very small number when you look at that compared to the cost of war. That's 2 weeks of fighting. It's a very small number. It sounds like a lot, but it's a very small number. So we're committed to $10 billion.
Yeah, it's your money. It's my money. It's everyone's money that he committed to the Board of Peace, dude.
Yes.
So
he created something, then he gave money. That's like, the vocal minority makes money. We have a bank account. Nick, I started a club, and I've decided to donate all of our money to it. Isn't that awesome?
It's pretty awesome, dude. It's pretty awesome. You don't have to ask anyone. So this is where this starts to get dangerous, dude. This is not. I'm going to read from this because I asked. I tried to put together something that would explain it well. Okay, first of all, obviously not a normal U.S. government agency that went through Congress, okay? This is just the Board of Peace that Trump came up with. This is Trump's own board created by his administration and baked into a UN resolution. So where he and his allies get to set the complete agenda of the Board of Peace. There's no oversight from Congress in this.
No.
This also means that it can live on as an international power center even after he's no longer president, with his appointees, his donors, and his foreign partners still in the room making decisions in his name. Okay?
Yeah, it could.
That's exactly how it's set up.
It's set up that way. Just like all these buildings with his name are set up that way. This Trump to Arc or Arc to Trump is going to be like, I'm telling you, everyone, we are going to spend the first several years after his death or after a Democrat wins unnaming stuff, tearing stuff down, ending the Board of Peace, reestablishing ourselves in the Paris Climate Accords. Like, we are going to have years of just cleanup to do, which is exactly what Germany had to do after Hitler was out of power.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but now this is the part I didn't know. Okay. The board is being given a role in deploying an international stabilization force and is in overseeing billions of dollars in reconstruction money, effectively letting Trump's structure manage troops and cash flow outside the traditional checks and balances of the U.S. institutions. So it's going to have its own army, dude, that all these people are created by Trump and all these dictators across the world. And there's no checks and balances on any of this. And he's got unlimited cash to stock this thing up with, which he doesn't have to give back after he's out of office.
It is curious. I know these are his wet dreams. Like we've talked about, ICE is his personal police force that he's unleashed on all of us here in America. I know he wants his own army that is outside of the checks and balances of our current army.
Yeah.
I really wonder, is the world, is the United Nations, is America, are we going to let him build up his own private army that he can control?
They're doing it right now, dude.
Not that he's going to live out of office, but I know he's trying to do it. But where does that come from? Where does he get in the tanks and the planes and the troops and all? Like, we cannot possibly be living in a world where we're going to let Trump build his own independent army. That cannot be something that happens.
Listen, while I am asleep at the wheel, it's already being started. It's already happening right now.
Who signed up for this army? Is the Space Force? Is that who's going to be in this thing?
You know what, dude? I've seen people relate this to Space Force because Space Force was something, myself included, just fucking laughed off when it was created. Yeah. But look at that. It's still around, and it's taking things away from NASA, once trusted institution, and things being done that I have no control over.
Yeah. Listen, at least Space Force on some level makes sense. Like, yeah, there could be an intergalactic threat someday, I suppose, but we cannot possibly let the man build his own independent army. Like, somebody has to stop that at some point. It has to be stopped, Nick.
I don't mean to make you nervous, dude. I know you're getting anxious right now with all of this. I did too. This is effectively, he's trying to build a permanent Trump-branded foreign policy machine that can outlive his presidency, control troops in tens of billions of dollars, and do it all without the basic checks, votes, and transparency that are supposed to protect the public's money and, quite frankly, our lives.
I know. Miss Jam here, he's building ships. I mean, that is true. He wants to build these Trump aircraft carriers. But that's for our army, using money appropriated through our system. Like, somebody at some point is going to have to stop that. You can't just let the man raise billions.
Qatar already gave him a plane. I mean, who's to say more of these aren't going to come in? You know,
I mean, really, what is the end game on this? Is the United Nations not going to have to step in at some point and say, we can't just allow you to have your own little army?
What does that look like?
This is straight up like James Bond stuff, where the supervillain has his own island and his own army and his own government. Like,
yeah.
No.
What does it look like, though? How would the United Nations step up against us?
Yes.
Wow, that's awful. This is the peace president.
Against us, against Trump's army.
Right, yeah. So be on American soil.
We need Austin Powers. We need James Bond, Austin Powers, and the Avengers to all step up because it's just can't be a thing.
All I'm saying, dude, is while all this stuff that's going on that's enraging us on a daily basis, this is going on behind the scenes and people aren't talking about this, and it's not hyperbole. It's real. It's true. How far will it get? That remains to be seen, but it's something we should all be aware of.
We should definitely be aware of, and I'm glad you're talking about it. And as always, I hope that sunlight is the disinfectant that we need. Yeah. Trump has all these little things he talks about, and people don't really tend to take them seriously, even though we always say he doesn't joke.
Yeah.
You got to have a soul to joke, and he doesn't have either the ability to joke or a soul. So I'm just saying that as soon as he starts having his own base with it, like at some tangible point,
Yeah.
some collective mass in America has got to stop it.
Yeah.
Can Newsom start his own California army then and team up with France and Germany and go take on Trump's army or something? Like,
It's interesting that you bring it up because not like this, because there are executive orders already drawn up, and I understand that executive orders are just those.
Yeah.
But people have been taking them as law ever since he's been writing them. Look what happened to Stephen Colbert while you were away, Steve. Did you?
is he okay? Is he dead?
No. Did you see anything that happened?
He tried to do an interview that his bosses shut down, right?
Yeah, his bosses shut down. And yeah, what a terrible thing, dude, that, we're already seeing our freedom of speech, and anytime we talk about shit, he's silencing what he doesn't want to hear. James Tallarico was the guy he was going to be interviewing, and he ended up doing it on his YouTube page, which has millions of views on the interview now, which they said is far above what he would have received on his TV show. So that's great. But Trump wants to shut this down because they're afraid they're going to turn Texas blue. So just shut it down. Don't let people talk about it, Steve.
Yeah.
Hang more banners.
Right.
I'm getting my army going here. Come on.
Listen, and by the way, this whole FCC equal time law, Nick and I were in radio forever. The equal time law, that's a real thing, but it's only in effect, I believe, 90 days out from an election. Like, what election would they even be enforcing that on? And the premise is that if you invite a Democrat on, you have to also invite a Republican on. Doesn't mean you have to play nicely with them. Doesn't mean you have to ask them the same questions. Colbert could bring on a Democrat and, do some glowing interview. Bring on a Republican and throw water balloons at him for the same amount of time. Like, they could have fun with it. But the problem is the FCC isn't actually enforcing it. They're threatening to enforce it. So CBS was just like, we don't even want to screw with this. Like, don't interview the guy. Like, this is why independent journalism, what you and I are doing, what Really American is doing, like so many people on the interweb are doing, is so important. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If these big networks had a set of balls anymore, they could push back and fight all of this, and their monopoly would continue for generations to come. But they are shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah. So on one level, you keep doing it, idiots. Because Nick and I left the world of corporate media, and we're happy to be doing this stuff that has true independence. And new media will soon just become the media.
Yes. Yeah, it's going that way. And just like I mentioned just now, the interview that he did with James Tallarico had, at the time, I think I was watching it, had like 5 or 6 million views. So, yeah, this is the new form of people going to get their media. The actual interview. Oh, do you like James Tallarico?
I do. And I also like Jasmine Crockett, who I believe, as Steve Ward is pointing out here, running against each other. Like, Democrats, come on. You got 2 rising stars going against each other. Can't we split that up somehow?
Yeah. No, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But, yeah, I wish they would split it up, divide and conquer, rather than be fighting each other at all, because, I like both of them. Yes. The interview that he did with Colbert was really good, and it made a lot of sense, especially to people, I think, that are voting for MAGA. I was going to say, like, my mom. My mom never voted for MAGA. She's a hardcore blue, but people of her age, I think really like James Tallarico. I think, that he could be extremely dangerous for all those people that have voted for MAGA. When it comes to Jasmine Crockett, of course I'm going to vote for her. Of course I like her, but does my grandpa, does, all the rest of the baby boomers, I don't know.
Yeah. No, Paul, valid questions. Hey, on this Board of Peace thing, first of all, I know the joke's been made, but him falling asleep, literally bored of peace.
Bored of peace, yes.
Fall asleep at his own little, treehouse club meeting was hilarious. But did you see? We've talked extensively on this show about the fact that Trump world doesn't understand what copyright law means, and they just keep using artists' music and just saying, like, fuck you, we don't care about royalties or permissions or anything. And just the list of musicians that have said don't use our music, it is longer than literally any other elected official in the history of the world. But did you catch the little photo op at the Board of Peace?
Yeah, I've got it on video if you want to see it.
Please do.
Okay, here you go.
Good.
I think we have to smile. A lot of good things.
There it is. Well, the glory.
Does everybody like the music?
I'm not supposed to be playing this.
Does everyone like the music? Are we all Guns N' Roses fans here? Slash fans? Slash? Yeah?
Oh my gosh. Look at JD Vance turns this off. Are we good? Can we stop this, dude? A little
Why are
uncomfortable.
they up there doing a photo op?
Who knows,
Glory.
dude? It's unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, Guns N' Roses has already told them to stop, right?
Yes. I mean, Guns N' Roses told them eons ago, back in the first Trump, regime, to not use our music. There's a video that's been making the rounds recently. It's actually from 2016, though, where Guns N' Roses, GNR, brought out a big Trump effigy on stage, and they pinated the thing and beat the crap out of it. And
Nice.
so no, but why? Why? Let's do a photo op and play some pop music. Glory Gloria into November rain.
Everybody like the music. Like,
And then,
if I was Kid Rock, dude, I would be so pissed. Like, why are you playing my shit, dude? No one supports you like I do.
Oh, that is hilarious that Trump insists on playing musicians that despise him, but won't play fucking Arlo Guthrie or Kid Rock or who are not Arlo Guthrie. That was rude. I'm sorry. Who's that freaking the Bible guy? I don't know.
Lee Greenwood.
Lee Greenwood. That's right.
Yeah.
Arlo Guthrie was part of the Bob Dylan era of speaking out against the man. My apologies, but
Yeah.
my point is, like, it's offensive musically, but yes, I love that he turned it. Hey, everyone like the music? All Guns N' Roses.
Jesus, dude, you're so right on the money. Like, I know you want to talk about the Maha movement during this podcast, Steve. So while we're talking about music, let's go into the Maha video that was released while you were away in Mexico that people are just really enjoying right now and getting pumped up to, and it does feature Kid Rock.
Oh, good.
Have you seen this?
They didn't actually put this together with this montage, did they?
Yeah.
Music, everything?
All of it.
This is not from Saturday Night Live?
Nope.
Smack his ass.
Two. Okay. Shirts off, dude.
Whoa, hey now.
Yeah. In the
Oh,
steam
there's
room.
some homoerotic,
In the sauna. Yeah.
He just said that's what he wants to do.
Cold plunge.
Fuck you. Yeah, well.
In my jeans. Cold plunge.
Why is he wearing jeans?
Where's Kid? Oh, he's in the grotto. You know what happens in grottos, dude.
What is that?
Who knows, dude? Is that your first time seeing it?
Yes.
Oh,
I heard rumors of some homoerotic workout with Kid Rock and RFK, but they actually put together that video. That's not a parody?
No.
And by the way, I'm all for gay rights, and I'm not trying to demean the gay community, but that was some serious homoerotic action going on there.
Yeah, it's like the opening to a porn, dude.
Just be okay with it. Just go ahead and make out, and just have at it then.
Completely.
But you know, what's with all the ass slapping and shirtless saunas and working out? And
Very strange.
wow. Was there a message I'm supposed to take from that?
Make America healthy again, dude. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's I'm not quite sure what to do with that. That's something.
Yeah.
There is some Maha Fafo, and I didn't mean that kind of fucking around and finding out, but I'm a little nauseous in my stomach, actually.
Okay.
And I'm fine with two men together. Just not those two, please.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where's my Maha story? Where the hell is? Oh, here we go. So President Donald Trump's Wednesday night executive order promoting the production of a widely used herbicide is threatening to blow up this MAHA coalition. Make America Healthy Again, which is what MAHA stands for. A main activist who is apparently a big part of this whole coalition, she's a big TikTok influencer, said that people that came along on MAHA because of pesticides and foods, it wasn't because of vaccines. I'm watching the base crumble. I'm witnessing the bottom falling out on MAHA in real time. This is a classic Trump thing, where these MAHA people thought that because he brought RFK in, they thought that he gave a shit about anything that they care about with, food dyes and colorings and vaccines and pesticides and all this shit. Like,
yes,
Trump brought RFK in, and that was a bribe. Because RFK was running for president. Trump knew he was doing, eating a few percentage points off of people that might vote for him. So he bribed RFK to quit, drop out of the race, and I'll give you a prestigious post. You can talk about whatever bullshit you like to talk about.
None of you fucking dummies who watched the debate between Trump and RFK and how much they hated each other thought, oh, now he's teaming up with them. That seems odd.
Yes. So, yeah, he just gave a favor to the pesticide industry. Like I was talking about last week about him allowing, more asbestos to be put back in products. Formaldehyde can be used in more things now, including food products. Like, he only gives a shit about making money, as he just admitted himself in one of those earlier clips. So when the industries and the lobbyists come at him with, hey, big businessman, we know you're on our team, he doesn't give a shit. He'll allow more pesticides and asbestos and anything else.
Of course.
MAHA. Fafo. Fuck around and now you found out.
Yeah, and he'll hope that it just bleeds silently in the background and you'll never know the difference. But the fact that people that actually voted because they cared about this shit, they are watching. So, yeah, every time you're watching TV, you see a class action lawsuit for Roundup weed killer. This is exactly what he's giving money to and saying, yeah, no, that can go for it. That's all fine. That's all fine. Yes. So, yeah, he doesn't care about you. I don't know what else you have to see to take that into your brain and be like, oh, yeah, maybe you're right. He doesn't actually care.
And this is a good thing for all of us to be hammering on. Because, again, there are MAHA people in our world. There are people that are in the center and the left that also want pesticides out and food colors out. And so some of them very quietly did support Trump because that is such a pet project of theirs, that they believe so heavily in that they were willing to, cast aside some of the other stuff because maybe we'll get someone in there that's going to do good for the food industry, which certainly could use some good done. But
yeah.
not going to do it. So that erosion of the base does help all of us.
Yeah, I mean, we heard last week that RFK was talking about, snorting cocaine off toilet seats. But the only thing we've really seen RFK do here, aside from taking his shirt off and cold plunging with Kid Rock, is, he told you that Tylenol is making your kids autistic. Like, no good work has come out of this administration. And I can't remember what the promise was, but they were going to have autism cured in 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So they're taking the color out of food by putting pesticides back in our food.
Yeah. It's turning it radioactive. Did you hear Trump talking about what a hero he is?
I've heard rumblings. He wants the Medal of Honor or something because he's such a hero.
Yeah, let's listen to him asking for it and see if you think he's joking, Steve, or if this is a real ask.
No, he's not joking.
I decided to go to Iraq, and I flew to Iraq. I was extremely brave. In fact, so brave I wanted to give myself the Congressional Medal of Honor. I said to my people, am I allowed to give myself the Congressional Medal of Honor? And, I've given out so many to guys that are seriously brave. I mean, they come in with the arms are missing, the legs are missing. The stories are so unbelievable. And I said, no, it's a little stretch if I gave myself one of them.
You think?
But it's one of those things. Someday I'm going to try.
I believe you.
Test the law. Brandon, I'm going to say, let's give it a shot. Maybe I'll win in court after everyone sues me. If the radical left lunatics sue me.
He is not joking at fucking all.
Thank you.
It is so dangerous to even think, let alone joke that way. I'm going to give myself the Medal of Honor. I'll let everyone sue me because they will because I'm very lawless.
Yeah. Lawsuits will come. But the
I've
way he
started
just,
wars, I've stopped wars.
the way he's just so arbitrarily just like, guys come in, their legs are blown off, their arms are blown off. This is all just cosplay, not real shit. We know that Trump has said many times, like, I don't want people that are disfigured or amputees on stage. Like, people don't like that, especially me. So, yeah, this guy's a real pile of shit, dude, talking about he's going to give himself that Medal of Honor.
It's ridiculous. And I've been sitting on this little blurb here because I just haven't had time, but it kind of relates to that, to what a brave hero Trump is. Didn't he say he was flying around thinking about, like, maybe I should give myself the medal?
Yeah.
Trump was recently asked why he doesn't sleep on planes. And his answer was so weird.
Very strange.
He said, I don't like sleeping on planes. I like looking out the window, watching for missiles and enemies. He did one of those Sir stories. He said, sir, if you'd like, you can go and sleep. No, I don't have to sleep. I mean, sleep on a plane? I like looking out the window, watching for missiles.
Like, you could do anything to stop it if you actually saw it.
I mean, again, this is the level of narcissism that he just thinks everyone's coming after him constantly. And yeah, what are you going to fucking... You don't think Air Force One has radar on it? Right. You're going to be like, hey, Johnny, I see a missile coming.
You guys missed that missile. It's about 30 miles back, sir. Unbelievable.
International terrorists, take that off your list because Trump's looking. He's going to see your missiles coming a mile away. So.
Yep, he's in charge of our military. You guys will never make it past those boys. They're watching for things out the window. As we wrap up the podcast, I can't help but play this because these are the types of questions that people of the media are going in and asking Caroline Leavitt when real shit like the Epstein files and other things are happening.
To your point about that, there are a lot of events coming up for America 250. The president wants people from all over to come to the nation's capital. Is he worried that by the summer, the Potomac River will still smell like poop?
He is worried about that, which is why the federal government wants to fix it, and we hope that the local authorities will cooperate with us in doing so.
I missed this one too. What is up with the Potomac? I'm seeing everyone joke about.
Well, you can't change. I mean, they're obviously changing Trump's diapers, dude, and just, throwing it in the Potomac, I guess. I don't know. The Potomac smells like poop, apparently. And yeah, when visitors are coming, just like they have said about Democrats, like, oh, Gavin Newsom has people come in and he just hides homeless people. They want to do the same thing with the Potomac River because I don't know why. It smells like poop, dude.
Wow. I'm sure RFK is doing the backstroke in it right now.
Yeah, you're right. He does like to get in dirty water.
Listen, we were in Los Angeles for part of this cruise, and we were saying, like, hey, maybe next time we're back in L.A., we'll go to the Summer Games 2028. And I thought, you know what? Tickets might be very easy to get. Because 2028, the summer, Trump still, if he's alive, would still be the president. How many people are going to want to come to this country by then? 2.5 years from now? Holy shit. Speaking of the Potomac, like, those could be some empty stadiums and arenas.
We may have closed borders, dude. For no one coming in.
Oh, I mean, seriously, if you were a foreign athlete, do you think you're going to get treated fairly, ever get sent home? Would you come here as a foreign visitor? I mean, we're already seeing people not wanting to come for the World Cup. The fucking Olympics, I wouldn't be surprised if they took that thing away from us.
Yeah, I would. You know what? I don't want bad for America, but, with Trump in charge of all this shit, like, yeah, if you want to take it away, go ahead. We'll get it next time. We'll make it a deal.
No, for sure. Wow. Well, that's a lot of news. I feel mildly caught up. See, I tuned in to find out the Political Week in Review as well.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you back, and you look well rested and ready to attack, be part of the resistance once again. We appreciate you joining the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve today.
Yeah. If you want to message us directly, go to thevocalminority.net, and you can do it. Yeah. Otherwise, find all of our stuff here and everywhere else. Support it all.
Support it. Get vocal, for crying out loud.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day, sir.
And we say bye-bye.